Hi guys, I'm here just wanting to show you how I prep my canvases before I start painting. When I buy a canvas, I buy it pre-stretched, just anywhere, just a regular cotton canvas. I like to get the 1.5 inch nice museum grade quality. But then I don't like the perfect even weave of the canvas. I don't want that to show through my painting, but I want to maintain that soft give of the fabric. So what I do is I make sure my hands are protected using my Costco nitrile exam gloves. I grab some of the golden gel medium called light molding paste. It's important that it's light molding paste because otherwise it could crack. I'm just going to give that an open here. Whoops. I'm just going to take a palette knife and grab some of that juicy, yummy paste. It's almost like putting cake batter or cake icing on top of my canvas. And I'm just going to not worry about putting it too even or nicely spread out. I just want to get some bits here and there all over the canvas. And then because this dries out quickly, I put the lid back on right away. And I'll put my palette knife in some water. Now, I'm going to grab a ruler. I have a nice aluminum ruler that has no little bumps on it. It's very smooth. I can use that to smooth out the paste on a big canvas. But for a little canvas like this, I can just use my son's flexible little rubber ruler. Now, I'm not going to use the side with the lettering on it because that's bumpy. I want a smooth side. So I'm going to use the back. And then I just go in and see how I can curve that ruler. And I'm just going to go back and forth so that the paste is fairly smooth, but not perfectly smooth. I don't want it perfectly smooth because I like the little bit of interest that pops up with some of the holes. I can see canvas here. There's little bumps there. That's all fine. Now, unfortunately, there is some waste. I'm just going to have to rub that off of the ruler, make sure the ruler's nice and clean. I can let this blue shop tail, I just get these at Costco as well. I can just let that sit and dry out. Maybe take a tissue and get the worst of that off. Throw that away. Now I'm going to let this dry for next time. And this will take 24 hours or so to dry. So I'll put that aside for now. I've got one that's already finished. This is a big canvas. And I've already prepped it with some of the molding paste. This side has already been gessoed. But once that molding paste is completely dry, then I gesso it. Now, a lot of people are familiar with just a plain white gesso. Gesso is basically an Italian word for chalk. It just preps the surface, makes it nice for accepting the paint. But I like to use the Liquitex Clear Gesso because it has a nice tooth to it. It's got a little bit of tooth that just kind of makes it grab the paint nicely, gives it a little texture so I can draw on it really well. And because I like to tone my canvas, what I do is I take some liquid fluid acrylics, like this one, and then I add it to the gesso. I just squeeze it on. And then I use a brush, and let me grab it here. I should have had that ahead of time. Specifically for my gessoing purposes. You can see it there. It's a little bit stained. Maybe I'll dip it in the water first, and then I can just spread this around, applying more gesso as needed, making sure I cover up all the white. Now, one thing I didn't mention is if you get any little specks or crooks in that molding paste, what you can do once it's dry is just go in and scratch it off. You can scratch it off with your palette knife, or you can actually get some sandpaper and sand it. But protect yourself. Do it outside. Don't breathe in that dust. And that's how I prep all my canvases. This gives me a nice surface. Once it's all dry, I can take a chalk pastel pencil and I can draw on it. So if I grab a chalk pastel pencil, I can draw what I want to paint directly on the canvas and then wipe it off if I need to. If I made a mistake, I can dampen a piece of paper towel and easily wipe it off and then fix the shape and then paint right over top of it. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. Not everybody does this step. This is something fairly unique, I think, although lots of abstract artists do it. It's something that you can do to help with your own texture before you paint. Makes a big difference if you want to do any dry brushing with your acrylics. And have fun with it, you guys. Thanks. Bye.